All right, everybody, welcome back. Yesterday's show, we are having some more issues. It took like all day for the show to process, and so therefore, when that happens, you're not going to see the chat. You're not going to see the closed caption. YouTube is apparently still having issues. Now we went through a round of this a couple of months ago. Remember, the videos weren't processing, so it's not on my end. I don't know what they're doing. I couldn't even download yesterday's video to upload it on the evening show, which is what I normally do in the evenings. So apologies for that. Hopefully it's fixed today. I reset my computer just in case. Now we got several items on deck today. I solved the Trump Library Tower mystery. There's some stuff that we need to go over with that. Also, Trump wanted to look away from the Strait of Hormuz, so we're going to have a little fun with that today. As even though the troops are all gathered in the region, he's saying, oh, we're done. We're done. Also, Epstein's twin from probably Palm Beach Pete, as they're saying, is likely in the Epstein files. That is going viral as well, so we're going to take a look at that. There's also a toilet monument trolling the White House, and a judge saves Sesame Street, possibly. PBS might be refunded. So let's start with this Trump Tower. Now, we looked at this yesterday. This is Trump's proposed presidential library, and we compared this tower to the One World Trade Freedom Tower. Here's a better image of it here. Sorry about that. The other one was kind of blurry. We compared it to the One World Trade Freedom Tower, and we realized that this is a giant antiprism. In other words, a giant sulfur molecule. Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, there's a bit more to this that I found, because I remembered, many of you will remember as well, that Obama signed the beam of the One World Trade Center, the beam installed into the One World Trade Freedom Tower. When did he do this? It was on Trump's birthday. There it is right here, June 14th, 2012. Trump was 63 years old at the time. And this is why he fashioned his presidential library proposal after the One World Trade Freedom Tower. Wow. Now, what did Obama sign on the beam? Well, we decoded this years ago when it happened. He signed it. We remember, we rebuild, we come back stronger. So WWW. And in the decode that we did, we realized that WWW was Wep Wa Wet, an ancient dog god who rode on a solar boat. Now, if you look at images of Wep Wa Wet, here it is right here, the ancient dog god. He actually predates Anubis, if my memory serves me correctly. You'll notice that when you reverse the image, it actually looks like Obama's signature. Now, how can this be? How can it be that Obama's signature looks like an ancient Anubis dog god, or Wepowet? Well, people have long since suspected that Obama is channeling some kind of ancient demon, some kind of ancient pharaoh. There have been many side-by-sides of him and ancient pharaohs. But this is weird, right? Now, what else is going on here? Well, this is obviously a spiritual manifestation, because WWW is also Vav, Vav, Vav. Let's look that up, because last time I mentioned this, people did not understand what I was talking about. So Vav, 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 these are Hebrew letters. It's essentially the claws of the Monster logo, the Monster drink. And Vav is a variation on the letter W, V and W. Obviously, a V is two W's. Vav, Vav, Vav is 666 as well. I hope I did that justice. I'm kind of going by memory. But Vav, Vav, Vav is 666. It's the, here it is here. This is used to call wow or wow. So there's the W connection and the V connection. It's the number 6. So it's weird that Trump was 63 years old. 6 times 3, 666. When Obama signed the beam. So what does all this mean? Well, Trump is the builder. He is the highest Freemason in our country, probably, just because he built so many buildings, more than any other president. Obama is obviously part of the Freemason Builder Club as well. That's why he signed the beam. He already knew that Trump would come after him at some point. Probably knew exactly when Trump would become president, because this is what these people do. They all know what they're doing. They create division. They keep bringing forward the opposite side of the pendulum, and through the chaos, they gain power. Let me check in with you guys. We'll do a quick war update. Trump is now finally, or he's trying to forget that he killed 200 schoolgirls, that he's trying to forget that he triggered the closing and the tolling of the Strait of Hormuz. He's trying to forget that he got all of our bases destroyed in the Gulf. And he got a bunch of billion-dollar companies destroyed in the Gulf. Those are now being destroyed. And half the infrastructure of oil and gas has been destroyed. He's trying to forget that he blew up half of Iran. And he now wants to look away. And it reminded me of the 1988 song by Chicago. Look away, baby, look away. Got some oil in my eye when I see you sailing by. Look away, baby, look away. I'm seeing drones across the sky. I got a teardrop in my eye. Look away, baby, look away. Don't look at me. I don't want you to see me this way. Okay, enough fun for today. So, what does all this mean? Well, Trump says, who cares if the strait's closed? We're going to leave anyway, right? So we go in there and we start a bunch of trouble and we screw everything up and then we just leave. Trump says U.S. may exit Iran war soon, threatens to quit NATO as oil crisis escalate. He's like a giant child. Now, I don't understand why people don't see this. You guys, I've talked to some pretty intelligent people, past acquaintances, friends, who have always been conservative. And the stuff coming out of their mouth, it just doesn't make any sense to me. How they keep thinking that Trump is this great leader. He literally is acting like a child. He went in and broke all the toys. And now he says, not his responsibility to open the strait or to keep it open. Now, here's what you don't know. Is that the strait is actually open to people that Iran is doing deals with. Iran is severely restricting oil transit through the strait, generally allowing passage only to non-hostile vessels that coordinate with their maritime authorities, and bypassing European nations. Reason why Iran is bypassing European nations is because they're our allies. So we're being punished for sticking our nose in places that don't belong. Iran is allowing select traffic, and of course their allies are getting through. Iran's allies are getting through. China, Russia. So this is crazy, you guys. Now, do I really think that Trump is going to look away, as the song says? No, I don't think he is. Because we have 50,000 troops now amassing. I think this is just another bait and switch. The same way he was doing negotiations with Iran and then just decided to bomb schoolgirls. And so I think he's just trying to do a bait and switch. Apparently he's supposed to address the nation tonight, so we'll maybe cover that tomorrow. But what he's really doing here is setting himself up for a no-lose solution. He's detaching himself from the outcome of his effort to open the strait. He will try because the troops are down there. But if he is not able to do it, he'll just say, oh, it doesn't matter anyway. Unbelievable. So now opening the Gulf or opening the strait is no longer the objective. And here's where we are. Now, what else is going on? Now, Trump obviously is going to blame Iran. He's trying to make Iran the bad guy, but he forgets that we're the ones that started all this. Everything was normal before we tried a surprise attack on Iran. And this could all go down today or tonight. I can imagine that Trump would use April Fool's Day just because why not, right? Why not? As Trump tries to slip responsibility, saying that what happens in Hormuz is not his problem nor his responsibility, simply because we don't get oil through the strait. Well, what about the rest of the world that we just basically turned over their game board? We just flipped the game board on the rest of the world, and now they're left to fend for themselves. Oh, and this is going to make us tons of friends around the world, isn't it? But there will be an accounting. There will. We want to know exactly how many of our service members were killed. They can't hide this anymore. They'll probably wait till the conflict is over, and then they'll start counting the body bags, because they can't hide from this. Because if you try to downplay this, then you're downplaying the efforts of the service people who died, and you're downplaying their sacrifice. If you try to hide how many people have died so far or been injured, we want to see it all when this is all said and done. So, what else is going on? Let me go in the chat. Malin Romero says, normal? What? Is that a joke? What do you mean by that? Please expand. I don't know. I'm just jumping into the conversation here, but we can have a discussion about this. And then we'll get into the rest of the show today. April Fool's Day, Artemis 2. Yep, we covered a little bit of that on yesterday's show. Trump is doing the dirty work for China. Very appropriate for Trump to deliver on April Fool's Day speech, right? Right? Okay. Look away, baby, look away. Okay, sorry. We have to laugh sometimes about this stuff because it's so silly. April Fools, and here we are. What a joke. Yeah, what happened when Jesus flipped the money tables? Yeah, there was nothing normal going on before this. I meant normal like we had low gas prices. That's what I meant. I wasn't saying normal like everything was normal. Trump essentially ruined the world economy is what he did. Iran will never trust us again. And now they're putting tolls on all the oil, which means that right there is inflating your gas prices forever, unless Iran is defeated, which I don't know. Yeah, I know my singing's terrible. I was kind of being terrible on purpose to add to how ridiculous it is. Now I've got Woody Woodpecker out the window. For some reason, they love this spot in the yard. Everybody loves this spot. It's like I'm looking at a nature TV or something. You better watch out. Boots will get him. They want to break our will, yes. Yeah, Iran's controlling the waterway. And Trump still says with a straight face that we won. Well, if we won, why aren't we controlling the waterway? And now he's saying, oh, well, I don't care. Not my problem. Okay. Let's keep going. Now, this is strange. Now, I didn't find this. Someone else did. And so it's gone viral, so it's hard to find the source of it. But essentially, someone found Palm Beach Pete in the Epstein files. Now, there's just this one obscure email from somebody who's redacted. Why are they redacted? 2011 to Epstein. What does it say? Saw your twin last night. My heart almost jumped out of my chest when I saw him. The likeness is unbelievable. But he was hugging and kissing another man in the street. Must be the same man that one of your friends, think it was, saw recently. Whoa, is this Palm Beach Pete? I don't know, but this is very, very strange. So, twins, doppelgangers, Epstein's doppelganger in the Epstein files. Now, somebody was trolling Trump and Epstein with a giant golden toilet. Group behind Epstein Trump statues has a new giant gold toilet sculpture installed on the National Mall. Look at this. The golden toilet this is hilarious. Now you notice how Trump, nor anybody in his administration, nor the press secretary, nobody talks about the trolling. Nobody. It's as if it doesn't exist. Which means it's as if your voice doesn't exist in their mind. The press won't even ask questions about golden toilets and sculptures in the National Mall. What does that tell you? They didn't even address the No Kings movement. It's as if none of it happened. And that should tell you that our government doesn't represent us. Now, sadly, the No Kings movement has devolved into the right-left paradigm. I knew that was going to happen. We even talked about it. We talked about the worst thing that could happen to No Kings is it become a Democrat movement, and that's exactly what it's become. And it defeats the entire purpose. It really needed to be about the right and the left coming together. But unfortunately, now it's really easy for Trump just to say, oh, those are just all the Democrats. They're just mad because they didn't win the election. See how that works? Completely takes all the power out of it. Let's read about this toilet. Massive gold marble throne outfitted with a gilded toilet has been placed on the National Mall in D.C. to criticize Trump for prioritizing remodeling a White House bathroom amid the government shutdown last year. 2 days after the nationwide No Kings protest, the toilet sculpture titled "A Throne Fit for a King" appeared near the Lincoln Memorial. The Secret Handshake, the group behind the art installation of a statue showing Trump holding hands with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, created the new piece. In a time of unprecedented division, escalating conflict, and economic turmoil, President Trump focused on what truly mattered: remodeling the Lincoln bathroom in the White House. A plaque on the side of the art piece says. It is a reference to Trump's Truth Social posts from October, in which he boasted about the glitzy, newly renovated bathroom attached to the Lincoln bedroom, as the government remained shut down for more than a month. Wow. 10-foot tall sculpture. This thing's massive. Gilded toilet could be sat upon, they added. This, his crowning achievement, is a bold reminder that the president isn't just a businessman, he's taking care of business. It stands as a tribute to an unwavering visionary who looked down, saw a problem, and painted it gold. The plaque of the art installation adds. Look at this. The secret handshake, and it's got the toilet paper. That looks like a barcode on the toilet paper. Nice. That's where it's all headed, you guys. Now, what else is going on here? Well, I remember Donald Grump, Oscar the Grouch. We did a whole decode on some of these episodes. Oscar the Grouch. Well, I guess Trump got his feelings hurt because he defunded PBS. But a judge has come forward and ruled that Trump may need to start refunding PBS. We'll see. Let's read this. Judge rules Trump's order to end funding for PBS NPR was an illegal First Amendment violation. In a ruling Tuesday, U.S. District Judge Randolph Moss said Trump's executive order to cease funding for NPR is unlawful and unenforceable. Judge wrote that the First Amendment right to free speech does not tolerate viewpoint discrimination and retaliation of this type. It is difficult to conceive of clearer evidence that a government action is targeted at viewpoints that the president does not like and seeks to squelch, Moss wrote. Trump's order defunding PBS and NPR singles out two speakers and, on the basis of their speech, bars them from all federally funded programs. Although there are many lawful reasons that the government might decline to make a valuable government benefit available to someone, punishing disfavored private speech is not one of them. So we'll see how this goes. So one judge is not about this. Now, speaking of people dressing up in costumes, Kristi Noem's husband got busted cross-dressing. Let's listen to this.
Laura, what do you make of the president's decision to remove Kristi Noem?
Well, President Trump is well known to shake up his team when he needs to. And when it comes to the Department of Homeland Security, it's about the mission. It's not about who is at the top in photo ops. If it's becoming about you, then it's time to go. So this was a good time to change up the team. And I suspect and believe that Senator Mullen will focus on the mission, securing the homeland, which is extra important right now as we worry about sleeper cells led into the U.S. under Joe Biden's open border policies.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen. That's setting us up for a false flag. Let's get to the juicy part. Let's see this crossdresser. Did you guys hear about this?
Was a rep for the Oklahoma 2nd District, has owned multiple businesses, is a former undefeated MMA fighter, and is the enrolled member of the Cherokee Nation, first tribal citizen to serve in the Senate in 2 decades. I look at this way, and I'm piggybacking off your borders are Tom Homan, definitely.
Oh, gosh. What is wrong with this? Okay, let's get down to the juicy part. So this is Kristi Noem's husband, and apparently he's got some lavender tendencies. Now, what's shocking about this isn't the pictures. We gotta find these pictures, you guys. This is hilarious. Unbelievable. This guy got caught cross-dressing. Let's just look it up. See, Fox News is not doing a good job here. Wow. Let's see here. Where are the photos? Jeez. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Look at this. He's got like is that like a Skims outfit? And he's got the boobs under there. What is happening, you guys? This is crazy. We got to find some more pictures of this. So, the crazy thing isn't that he's doing this. The crazy thing is that Trump's comments on it says that's really too bad. I'm really, he's like defending this guy. So this guy has some fetishes. This is not normal behavior, you guys. Last time I dressed up in women's clothes, I was like 5 and I was walking around in my mom's high heels. You don't do this as adult people. This is not normal. Wow. So he's busted. She's busted. Trump's busted for his comments on this. Let's look up Trump's comments. Now the memes are going crazy. People are posting all kinds of memes about this. But I don't even know how they caught him doing this. But they say it's confirmed. It's not AI. Let's just look this up. Trump's comments on cross-dressing. No. Now, remember, Trump was the same one that said he wished Ghislaine Maxwell well. He also defended Bill Clinton. He said that was too bad that he had to go and testify about the Epstein files. And let's see what Fox says here. Unbelievable. I wonder if this is going to play.
That President Trump announced on Thursday that he had chosen Senator Markwayne Mullin, the Republican from Oklahoma, to be the next Secretary of Homeland Security. It is important to note that if he is confirmed, Mullin would replace Kristi Noem, who has led the agency through a broad amount of immigration crackdown all across the country. President Trump did announce that decision in a post on Truth Social. And so to talk a lot more about what happens behind the scenes.
God. They're not even talking about... Okay, here it is. Let's find this. Let's just read it. President Donald Trump reacted on Tuesday after newly released photos appeared to show husband of former Department of Homeland Security Kristi Noem cross-dressing in private messages to a number of women. The images were allegedly part of a trove of hundreds of messages sent between Noem's husband, Brian, and 3 women. The father of 3 appeared to be pictured in hot pink underwear, wearing a skin-colored shirt with large faux breasts worn underneath. New York Post reported the photos were taken while acting out of bimbofication fetish, which focused on hypersexual, exaggerated physical appearances. What? Another image appeared to show Brian Noem posing with large fake breasts in a tight light blue t-shirt while making kissy faces. Trump told the Daily Mail he did not know about the photos and was surprised the Noem family confirmed their authenticity. And here's what Trump said. They confirmed it, ? Wow, well, I feel badly for the family. If that's the case, that's too bad, Trump told the outlet. I haven't seen anything. I don't know anything about it. That's too bad. But I just know nothing about it. Wow. A Christian president, if he was a Christian president, would say something like, wow, another sign of the times, moral degradation of America. We really need to do something about this. And how embarrassing for his family and his children. And I will be the president to bring morals back to America. That's what a president would say. Who is the PR person for this president? Or maybe he just really has sympathy for this guy. Unbelievable. So that's the update on everything. Let me go back in the chat, you guys. What a trip. Perfect April Fool's Day. Look at Trump and Melania. Okay. Is it irony? All the popes, bishops, and cardinals cross-dress. They all wear dresses. Okay. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. Isaiah 32:7. Snowball says, pretty mild by today's standards. Yeah, isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? Yeah, there was no makeup, so... Okay. Yeah, Prince essentially dressed up as a woman in the 80s. 100%. It was for Halloween, says Marcy. I think a lot of men do this. I think you're right. You guys want to do any polls before we end the show today? Casey, it's the Epstein files. They got blackmail on all of them if they fall out of turn. Yep. I wonder why they would go after Kristi Noem's husband, though. She straight up lied for Trump. Remember, she never forget, Kristi Noem called the woman who was trying to escape from the ICE agents. She called her a domestic terrorist. Never forget that, you guys. Never forget it. Because that could be you. I mean, you and I wouldn't show up to a protest, but simply driving away could end your life. So she went to bat for Trump because that was Trump's rhetoric as well. He's like, I reviewed the files. She was trying to run him over. That makes her a domestic terrorist. Masonic humiliation rituals, says Max. Humiliation ritual. Let's pull on not pulling today, says Mike Guyver. Well, all right, you guys, I guess we'll pop off of here. Thanks for showing up today. Hopefully this video processes and you guys can get the closed caption in the chat. I watch back the show every day to just check on the chat, and usually that leads me to my next show the following day. So I waited until this morning to screen yesterday's show. That's how long it took to process the video. So hopefully this will all get fixed. Love you guys. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.